All right, looks like we got 6 trials before us before we can proceed onward. Sounds like the final dungeon, all right. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, everybody. My name is David. You can call me Zen, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Tales of Arise. In the previous episode, we proceeded further and further through Dana, and now we are basically, I'm guessing, nearing the end of doing this dungeon. We have 6 astral energy separators, 1 for each element. So I'm guessing we have to fight something. Yeah, we have to fight something in each one. So, because it's going to be a very battle-centric, sorry, my brain had farted for a second. But since it's going to be very battle-centric, I imagine that that's going to be the crux of this video, so probably not going to edit any of these battles out. Which means that I have to be creative, which is honestly totally fine. I'm good at this game, you know? So, one of the things that I've always wanted to practice while I was doing commentary is that normally while I play the game at the same time, I feel like that's where I tend to suffer because my brain tends to just like switch to a lock-in type of mode almost instantaneously. So this will be good. However, I know that some people would prefer me to just talk about just the game on its own, but then you can go to just anybody. You guys want to come here for me? Anyway, so I guess I can use this time as a bit of an opportunity to kind of talk about the different characters a little bit. Of course, I'm going to do some sort of abridged version by the time we finally finish this game, but I can talk about my thoughts about each of the characters and kind of what I think they accomplished and what I think probably could have been better. Starting off with our kind of man in the mask, Alphen. So personally, I think that Alphen had a pretty steady formula, is the way that I would describe it. He's, you know, your hard-headed hero, always wants to do the right thing, wants to see people for who they are, blah, blah, blah. You know, which is a very heavy theme in this game, right? I think that at the beginning, him being as gung-ho about his goals, really was just kind of basic, I guess. But when he ended up recovering his memories back and kind of threw that little bit of a twist in about how he practically caused a genocide on accident by going berserk, even though not by fault of his own. I know that he carries a lot of that guilt, and it was a nice way to how do I want to say this? I don't know what I couldn't get the Mystic Art thing organized correctly. With what I was saying though, it gave Alphen the potential to be like a lot more interesting, and you could kind of see that in the demeanor of that arc while Xion wasn't with the party. However, once we got her back, he kind of almost defaulted to his regular self, but not entirely.
That equipment should come in handy.
I would argue that what's the point of putting the fortress armor and the rare plate in the same dungeon? I mean, thank you, I guess. But yeah, once he kind of defaulted back to his normal self, I guess I kind of got a little bored with it. Him being a terrible cook is funny. Oh, I only had to break 1. Well, what's the fun in that? I'm gonna do all 6. If there's an extra chest in... If there's an extra chest in each one, though, I'm gonna do all 6. Oh, this is disgusting. But yeah, he's all right. I give him a nice little B. But obviously, we still have a little bit more of the game left to go, so could be subject to go in either direction, up or down. Next is our kind of common there are co-protagonists. Goodness. in that of Xion. So I actually ended up really liking Xion, even though her story was very stereotypical, unfortunately. You know, being a little bit of the, they combined like two stereotypes into one, so to speak. They combined the whole like hate the main character and then, you know, suddenly, you know, gain a lot more stronger feelings for them. They combined that with the important unique quirk kills them, and we have to find a way to stop it from killing them. They just combined those two quirks together. But needless to say, I think that with the way that they delivered her personality on this front, I appreciate that she had a much greater focus on needing to get things done. A lot of the time with the cast, she basically had this big focus on making sure that, like, the entire cast would be like, wait, Xion, what are you doing? And I'm like, and she just hits them with logic, like, I want you all to know that if they would have killed us, they would have done so. In fact, I just edited that episode, so that's why that example is the one that comes to mind. It's, overall, really liked her. Next person we met on our adventure is Rinwell. Now, Rinwell was actually a character I truly didn't like at the time. Oh, we're almost dead because, hold on. Let's, there we go. Yeah, she wasn't a character that I fully jived with right off the bat, and a lot of that I think had to deal with the fact that she kind of had to deal with we had to deal with a lot of that I guess veil for racism, for just lack of a better term, against how she felt about the Renan people. But then as she kind of grew into her own, she became at least probably one of the better characters of this game, I'd argue. Being able to understand that, you know, not everyone is cut from the same cloth. And I think that that's something that's very important that doesn't get discussed or spoken about all that much. So kudos to the devs for making Rinwell a lot more likable in the long run. Alright. So, before I forget, I said last episode that I was gonna switch the party around, and then I never swapped the party. But that leads us into our next character, Law, who I don't know how to feel about. I feel like he was definitely this game's interpretation of, like, you know, the hot-headed fighter who doesn't know all too much because the brawn was, the brawn kind of outweighed the brain cell, for lack of a better term. And it's a shame, because I do think that Law has a couple of good things written in for him. And unfortunately, it just turns out that, you know, they just primarily used him to kind of get a good laugh, or to be there for the people who really didn't have a clue what was going on. Because one of the issues that I've had, and especially a lot of these more recent cutscenes, you had to basically like recontextualize every conversation, like the player couldn't figure any of that out for themselves, which kind of got a little annoying after a while, almost like a little grating. Because the thing that was basically happening was that a certain thing would be said by like Hekret 35 or Rinwell, for example, and between the two of them, Law would be like, so does that mean this? And then we'd go on about our day as they have to re-explain it like 6 times. Okay. Sorry, Lightning Thrust is also, by the way, the only like light move that I have. All right, team, I'm gonna need y'all's help. I've been sitting here struggling for my life out here. Okay, so let's go ahead and use Alphen's thing here. And all in all, I think that does bring him down a couple pegs. I understand that he's a little bit younger, and he has had some fantastic moments in this game too. Not only in the skit, but also just even some fun, wholesome moments in the story as well. It just so happens that like those moments didn't come in often enough for me once his main arc had ended. When we were back in Calaglia for a bit, I felt like that was some really good opportunities to really like embrace the second arc, like how they did Dohalim when we reached Lenegis. And they did have some good moments, but I wish that there were more of them, kind of talking about going to the place where his dad was, you know, stationed the most, and how reprocessing how everybody's seen him. I would have loved to see people mention how much they like were frustrated with him running away and him having to kind of deal with those feelings that people aren't necessarily going to just accept him back into their homes with open arms. But I think that in the same token, the adults will probably also understand that he's just a kid, and that sometimes not the best judgment is made. Okay. We actually almost got these guys both killed at the same time. Good job, team. I'm happy with that performance.
Everyone's still in one piece.
All right, who's the next piece of gear for? Yeah, so everyone's getting some end game armor, which is very thoughtful and appreciated of the devs to add in 6 spots for everybody to conveniently get the armor piece that they need to kind of close out the game. And I do appreciate that if they wanted us to get the show on the road, that they did just the one. But, you know, that's fine. I think that we are making some good progress here. I was like 13 minutes. We're probably gonna... You could... What are you? You weren't ever here before.
Well,
Sword Dancer? Hello? You have not been in this game the entire time. I should have turned the difficulty up. I'm so sorry that you are gonna get a botched showing. I mean, I don't mind. Every Tales game has had a sword dancer before, so it's just very interesting that now is the time that they decided to show off the sword dancer. He still hurts a lot, and this is very easy. All right, dodge out the way. All right, let's get the boost action going. So I guess we can put that on hold for just a split second. I'm sorry, I genuinely was not expecting to be fighting the sword dancer of all things here. Okay. But thankfully, this doesn't seem like such a bad fight. And he's still weak to...
even know the word defeat.
Xion, I'm glad that you don't know the word defeat, but Revitalize would go so crazy right now for our poor team. Okay, there we go. Good damage with the impact cross, holy crap. I love that I was stuck on the model. Okay, dodge. I wish that he had a, oh, good dodge. Good dodge. I love that, I love the design of the sword dancer though. Like I said, I just wasn't genuinely expecting to run into that here. All right. Oh, he's so over limited. Oh no, he just got out. I'm so upset. I understand that you can't heal me forever. That's fine, girl. We almost took him out. See, the thing that's kind of scary about this whole thing, right, is that if I did this on normal, that means that he probably would have had like 250k health. Something to that length. And I don't know if I actually would have been able to take this fight if I was actually playing this on normal, which is the sad thing. But now this makes me wonder if there are... Oh, sorry about bumping the mic there, but if there are any other enemies or bosses that were from stereotypical Tales games that we haven't had the opportunity to kind of interact with and fight with yet. But yeah, we have 3 more characters, right? No, we went over 4. We have Dolohim and Kisara left. Wait, what? Did it just phase to me?
Looks like I won after all.
Except it doesn't look like that thing's finished yet. Not by a long shot.
Okay, so you know what? Maybe it's a good thing that I didn't do this on normal.
I'll stop it. Thanks, Kisara.
I'm sorry, but I'm so perplexed.
I'm only getting...
The thing that's kind of annoying is that I used Kisara's ability too late. So now we have to kind of operate without using it. But this is an interesting second form. Okay. Before people start dying, I think I might pop another pineapple. Alright, there we go. Alright, Kisara, I need your ability to come back up because... Oh, ground dasher? Ground dasher?
All yours, Kisara. Breath of life.
Dang. Xion really says everything's fine right now. Alright, come on. Get us with that revitalize. Problem is that even if I did break his boost action, right, it's probably not a good call for me to do so. Not yet, at least. Me that over limit to disappear. No, Kisara, you know what? You do you, Queen. I'll say Flare Demolisher gives us a nice little reset, thankfully. Also, the important thing is that I'm glad that we are getting also the extra experience that we deserve here. There we go. This should be it. I'll say there was no way that wasn't it. But the Sword Dancer being in 2 phases like that. I don't think we've actually had a Zoogle fight where we do the 2 phases like that. But that was one of our last like giant Zoogles, and we're level 54.
Should've known that's what it was gonna be about.
Looks like some solid...
Wedding dress. Not the anime game stereotype, but I'm glad that we got to fight something very different from what we've been fighting here. All right, I'm gonna use my 2 orange gels. Get our thing closer to Cap. You know, with how close we are to the end, we might actually be able to do those other temples. All right, fire. What are we dealing with? What are we dealing with here? We still have a couple mobs we haven't fought yet, but oh, Helganquil and the dragon.
No choice.
we are definitely a lot strong. I don't even know what level we were when we got here, but we've just done so much fighting that our XP is like going out of this world. But we go back to talking about the characters and kind of like my initial thoughts and kind of feelings on them now that we've basically seen them throughout the vast majority of the game. With the next person we're meeting basically being Kisara. Kisara is probably my favorite character that this game had. Fan service aside, she's shown just like a level of emotional maturity that I think that this cast has needed to really kind of shine. She's been acting like a mother figure, not only just to the entire party, but with Xion and Rinwell, as you know, Xion was processing the fact that she might need to die. And I think that that's actually incredibly good. I think if there is something that she faltered with is that like Law, she doesn't have much of a post Menancia arc compared to like the likes of Dohalim, for example. And it's truly a shame because I definitely think that there was a lot of potential there. But I guess they just didn't know what they would do with her, which I don't blame them, because I don't even think I have a good idea either. There's some skits though that kind of indicated that she was kind of had like a little bit of growth. She was basically one of those characters that kind of, because of the way that the story unfolded, she already came out pretty much developed and served, and she just used that development to help push the other characters forward. So I don't blame her. All right, what's next? Actually, well, I do know what's next. It's gonna be our Renan Lord Dohalim, person who joined our journey. Now, I would say that he almost fell in kind of almost the same pitfall as Kisara, except they decided to do more with him when we went on to the likes of Lenegis, and he had to confront a lot of his trauma straight on. And I think that alone saved like my perception of him in the long run. Because I think that if they just had contained his arc to Menancia, then sorry, my brain farted as I'm trying to do these combos. Since it because of the extra screen time that he got to have in Lenegis, I think that actually helped him out so much more, and I'm glad that they did that for him. All in all, I think that, and this tends to be an issue with Tales games as a whole, with having so many characters potentially integral to the plot, is that obviously not a lot of them are going to get the same level of screen time and importance. And unfortunately, I just wish that it was distributed a little bit better, because outside of Alphen and Xion, which, who, in my opinion, like I said, aren't even the best of the characters that this game has to offer, I think that still goes to Kisara and Dohalim. It's just a shame that both that Law really got the short end of the stick. Okay. Now, to answer my question of whether or not I think that this cast is my favorite in Tales series, I don't think so. Though, if I'm being honest, I don't think I have a favorite cast. I think the closest would probably be the Tales of Symphonia cast I wouldn't say by far, but I think that the characters were just more well done there, is all. And I'll stop your life. Oh, we are not even close to taking this one out. Other than that, yeah. I'm kind of glad that I finally had a chance to at least practice talking out my thoughts while playing the game. I feel like there's been a lot of instances in Tales that I've tried to like really have like a thorough conversation, but also just struggle because I need to figure out like what's going on in the gameplay on a gameplay front as well. It isn't like the likes of like Teamfight Tactics, for example, where I could get away with a lot more conversation in comparison. All right, there we go. I didn't realize how stiff. Oh my god.
Hold up. Is this as
Okay.
valuable as I think it is?
Duality, which is for dueling. So just about everybody got their armor upgrade by doing all 6. We could defeat a bonus boss. So hopefully there might be a little cutscene for us, and then we can use that to kind of wrap up the episode. We're getting so close to the end, and yet there's still just a little bit more for me to record. And honestly, that's fine. I actually don't mind that all that much. Okay. So Cure Point, the 3rd teleporter, and I'm gonna go ahead and save in case it just automatically pointed over, like in case this is as final boss as ever. So we'll see if this is the point of no return, and if it is, then I'll use this as the wrapping up spot. So let's see what they have to say.
A dead end, huh?
Why don't we just use this?
Wait, Law?
Wait!
Jeez! Don't scare me like that. What, is there something wrong with it?
No, it's not that. It's just, this is it. Whatever it is, we're about to find out.
Gotcha. So yeah, this is our point of no return. This is where the game would
It's the moment
end.
of truth. There's no turning back now till we've won. Either we get through this, or we vanish along with the rest of the world as we know it. Is everyone ready?
Is everyone ready?
We've come this far. I'm not about to turn tail now. I say we knock this thing out and head back home.
Yeah. And
It's
my
time to
arm is
relegate
still
the
incredibly
past to where
stiff.
it belongs. It's been a long journey getting here, but it ends now.
No, this isn't the end. Once we've overthrown the old order, there's still the task of creating a new world.
Sarah has a point.
Without divisions, where no one cares whether you're Danon or Renan, or if you have magic or not. You're right. We have to win this.
Let's get going then. After all, our future awaits.
You guys may see me rotate my hand here. I'm sore from the gym, that's all.
Our future, one free of tyranny and exploitation. For the freedom to live with those we hold dear, and for a new era. Let's go!
No, we're not going. Because we are not going to be going for a little while. I think that this is going to be, since this is our point of no return, we're basically going to be taking some time to kind of wrap up whatever we have left around the world before we go on and face this final battle head on. So, I'm going to go on ahead and end things off here. Thank you guys also very much for watching today's episode of Tales of Arise. In the next episode, or the episodes to come, we're going to be going around the world trying to wrap up all the different little things that we've had left to do. And maybe do some off-camera work as well, because I am now pre-recorded, I think, throughout almost even into today's the 20th. I think I'm into Halloween week. So we got a lot of footage to go through, a lot of thumbnails to make, a lot of content to make. So that'll give me enough time to at least go off camera and take care of a couple of things like fishing with Kisara, for example, or going to the arena, or take care of those temples. But I'll kind of figure out a game plan of what I want to do by the time you guys end up seeing this episode. Honestly, I'll probably be done recording the game by the time you guys see this. So thank you guys again, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. You guys have a fantastic rest of your day.